Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike with you here again. And today, I got my recap and review of Ring of Honor's Final Battle, the end of an era. Definitely a good show. You guys should check out. Also, a little bit sad with, the situation they're going through. So let's get to the review, and let's start with the pre-show, the 1 hour preview, I guess. I don't know what they call it. It's weird. As the first match sees The Righteous, that being Vincent, Bateman, and Dutch, take on the six-man tag team champions, Shane Taylor Promotions, which is Khan and Moss of Sons of Savagery, and filling in for Shane Taylor himself, because he has a match later, O'Shea Edwards. This match was a little bit slow to start, but then it eventually did pick up, get into second gear. A lot of big, powerful moves, including Dutch tumbling over the top rope onto the others, which was impressive by the big man. Finish came after Vincent's finisher, which I forget what it is. I do apologize. And the 1, 2, 3 winners and new six-man tag team champions, The Righteous. Dig what I'm saying? I feel like I said, overall it was a decent match. I'll give it a thumbs up. It did start out a little bit slow, though. But that's okay. You gotta build it a little bit eventually. Next up, another six-person tag team match, as we have Miranda Alizé and the Allure taking on Chelsea Green and the Hex. The Hex being the NWA Women's World Tag Team Champions. So we got a little crossover going on there. Overall, it was a decent match. Mandy Leon felt a little sluggish. But the others definitely picked up the match very well. Finish came after a nasty-looking pump handle slam on Marty Bell from Mandy Leon, which that didn't look like it hit right. Like, I don't know what it was, but overall, decent match. Gonna give it a thumb, like, right here. Not all the way up, but up enough. And the next match on the pre-show, the last match on the pre-show, we have a 10-man tag team match, which, well, I should say 10-person, due to an inclusion of they, them. I'll get into it. So, participants, we have PGA Black and Flip Gordon, and Flip has gone through some kind of mental wormhole, thinking it's like 2018 again. He's a young guy. Brian Malonis and the Beer City Bruiser, the Bouncers. Pretty big set team and a couple of heavy hitters. And world famous Cheeseburger, who, well, world famous CB, but he's formerly known as Cheeseburger. And he actually brought out his old gear and the foam burger he wears for her hat back in the day, which was interesting. Their opponents, LSG Sledge, who has been teaming with PCO and Danhausen. And actually, Danhausen was on commentary for this match because he's been hurt. I think he just had surgery too, actually. Max the Impaler, usually a participant in the women's division. But, she's getting the spot, which I think is pretty neat. Demonic Flamita, of course, Luchador, who's been feuding with Bandito and his former crewmates. and Will Ferrara, former friend of Cheeseburger. And I think they were tag teaming at one point too, actually. So that's pretty neat. This match started hot and quick. Max the Impaler and I want to say it was the Beer City Bruiser got into it a little bit, which that was fun. And then it devolved into a greatest hits finisher fest, including a sit out pile. Not a sit out pile driver. What did Kevin Steen use? Package pile driver. That's it. A haluva kick, a brainbuster on the top rope. It all broke down. Winners are the PJ Black team. I don't even know what to call them. Team A. And I think I picked Team B, which I lose to that. Overall, fun match. A bit of a cluster, you-know-what match, but overall, it's okay. This was the let's get everyone on the pay-per-view match. And now we get to our main show, starting off with Dragon Lee and ROH. And apparently, out of all the times they've had matches, Dragon Lee has won, which, that's a pretty good stat. He is 8-0 against ROH. And I will say, ROH brought it tonight. I think he kicked out of an incineration kick at one point, which was an incineration knee, I'm sorry. Which, that was surprising. But then, Dragon Lee with the win. I'm definitely okay with that. I do hope that someone else does something with this guy, because Dragon Lee is fantastic. Next up, a 4-way match for the ROH TV title. Former champion Dragon Lee. Dalton Castle actually won it pretty recently. Maybe not this past week, but the week before, somewhere in there. Participants include Rhett Titus of the Foundation. Dalton Castle, the champ. The Last Real Man, Silas Young. And the return of the local hero, Joe Hendry. I love Joe Hendry in WCPW. He's a great artist. Like, I'm so glad to see him back in the ring, and he looked jacked. I honestly thought he was going to win this match. A lot of counters to Rhett Titus's dropkick. A lot of pandering to the crowd by Dalton Castle, which I guess that's what he does. Finish came with a big dog boot by Rhett Titus. Pin on, I want to say it was Silas. It could have been Castle. I'm not sure. With a 1, 2, 3 winner and new ROH World Champion, Rhett Titus. You deserve it, kid. Nah, he's not really a kid. I think he's older than I am, actually. So, good on ya. You earned it. Bring it to NWA. I would love to see you clash with, actually, never mind. I don't want to see you versus Tyrus. That would be no bueno. Now here's one I've been looking forward to. The ROH Pure Championship as Josh Woods defends against Brian Johnson. And boy, oh boy, did these two guys bring it. Real back and forth, big move after big move. And then, of course, each guy ran out of rope breaks because you only get 3 in Pure Rules matches. Ended up with a little bit of a bear hug by Woods on Brian Johnson by submission. So, winner and still ROH Pure Champion. And I do believe he has a match on Dark tonight. against Shawn Spears. I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun. Next up in a fight without honor, pretty much a no rules match, you have Shane Taylor against Kenny King. And Kenny came out with his old school gear on, wife beater, not so much a dress shirt, but like I don't even want a sport coat, I guess. No, not even that. I don't even know what that was. And he was ready for a fight. And so was Shane Taylor. A lot of big moves back and forth against these guys. Chair shots. Shane Taylor powerbombed King through a ladder. Plenty of table spots. It was a brutal time. Finish ends comes with Shane Taylor hitting his finisher on a chair, which, damn. And the 1, 2, 3 winner. I can't even say champion. Winner, Shane Taylor. And then view of the Sons of Savagery and the rest of Shane Taylor Promotions comes out and congratulates Shane. A lot of embracing in this on this show too, actually. And speaking of things, a lot of things on the show, a lot of cameo appearances from other superstars who called ROH home at one point, like Eddie Edwards over at Impact, Adam Cole, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, the Bucks. They weren't all at the show, but they had, pre-recorded messages for the crew, which I thought was very nice. Next up, we have a women's title match as Roxy defends against Willow Nightingale. Again, another slow start to the match, although I did like Willow countering everything Roxy had. I thought that was very good. And Roxy having trouble due to Willow's size, considering she's significantly bigger than her. Definitely playing it back and forth. Roxy gets an advantage due to her top rope maneuvers. How did this end? It ended by pinfall. Roxy then got Willow up for her finisher. Hits it. 1, 2, 3. Winner and still ROH Women's Champion, Roxy. Post-match, this is where it gets good. Out comes former ROH Women's Division standout, Deonna Purrazzo, the current AAA Women's Champion, former Impact Knockouts Champion, comes out, confronts Roxy, says, if you're willing to be a fighting champion, name the place. So in the future, whether it's in Impact, maybe the future Ring of Honor, wherever it's going to be, we're going to see Deonna Purrazzo versus Roxy. And I am here for it. So, big old thumbs up from me for that. Next up, we have what started out as a 6-man tag turned into an 8-man, where Violence Unlimited recruited Rocky Romero, who really is the Forbidden Door. Like, he's working everywhere. And the Pure Guys, Isom, Taylor, and Tracy Williams recruited EC3, in which that's an interesting combination. Definitely some big moves had by all. It was a fun match, but a kind of pointless match. Like, I would like to see the Foundation in here instead, but, with people all in all kind of doing their own thing, especially Jay Lethal, maybe this is an okay thing to do. Isom took the pin off of Brody King, in which, damn, take care of that kid, will ya, Brody? And the 1, 2, 3. The Violence Unlimited guys get out of the ring, get going. EC3 stays in with his guys. And actually, out comes Brian Johnson for whatever reason. And then EC3 goes on along about, oh, there's so many corporate, wrestling promotions in the world. All they want is to control us, etc., etc. Then out on the side of the ring is two guys. One, Wesley, the former Wesley Blake. The other guy, I'm not sure who that was, but I guess he's a Control Your Narrative regular. And EC3 pretty much told the Pure guys, if you want to be on my side, you gotta fight for it. And, Pure guys are readying up, ready to beat down, ready to get into it. And then EC3 says the words, bring out Titan. And that struck the debut of the former Braun Strowman, which I did not expect Braun to be out here. That was dope. So the Control Your Narrative guys beat up the Pure guys. And that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun to see where Braun and the Control Your Narrative guys go from here. Like, this is going to be interesting. Next up, your semi-main event, as we see the Briscoe brothers take on the OGK. Coming out with the OGK is Maria Kanellis, in which, first time in a long time, I've seen her, in a ring, or at least managing, which, that's pretty cool. I like that throwback. Kind of a throwback from when, the Kingdom, in which it was Taven, Bennett, Maria Kanellis, and Adam Cole, baby. So, I did like that. Some really big moves from one another. We had a Doomsday device by the OGK on the Briscoes. I think there was one outside by the Briscoes on the OGK. At one point, Maria was up on the ring apron. I guess she was looking to strike one of the Briscoes. Ultimately missed, and she got hit by, I want to say it was Taven. It might have been Bennett, actually. And that was an interesting spot. Finish came with a J Driller on Taven, I want to say it was. 1, 2, 3 winners and new ROH World, Tag Team Champions, the Briscoe Brothers. Another high-paced, high-profile match in the tag division. And it made me realize why I fell in love with tag team wrestling. It's great. Thumbs up from me. And then post-match, out came FTR, the current AAA tag team champions, for a big old brawl. So at one point, we're going to see the Briscoes and FTR in a match. And I am ready for it. Let's go. And finally, your main event of the evening, as Jonathan Gresham squares off against Jay Lethal. Now, this was booked to be Gresham versus Bandito for the ROH World title, but sadly, Bandito came down with COVID. So, and that was kind of recently. I want to say it was either Monday or Wednesday. He was diagnosed with it, so he's not going to be competing. So instead, Jay Lethal was inserted. And then I think top of the hour before the regular show started, it was announced that they would be competing for the old school ROH World title, which, that's pretty neat. Bit of a holdover title for now until we get Bandito versus the winner here. And I'm going to say this, I think this was my favorite match, maybe of the year. Because these two brought it against one another. There was, a lot of good technical stuff. There was a lot of power spots. I think someone ate a buckle bomb at one point, which was sick. About halfway through, the rest of the roster came around and surrounded the ring to watch, which I think added to this moment. And then Gresham put his old mentor into the octopus hold for the big old submission win. So winner and new ROH World Champion, at least interim champion, Jonathan Gresham. And I think that was the right call. I think either way, Gresham was going to get this title. And, definitely fantastic ending. We even saw Jordynne Grace, who is his significant other, come in the ring and celebrate with him, which, that's great. I love that. Overall, it was a mighty fun show. A lot of great cameos. A lot of great surprises. Overall, I give it a thumbs up. Alright, that is the end. That is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And let me know, what was your favorite match of that night? Which one of the surprises did you like? And what was your match of the night? Because I think the main event was match of the night for me. So, hope to see you guys next time, which I believe is Hard to Kill. Yeah, Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill. That's going to be in January. Although they do kind of have a fun show coming up in December. Although I think I'm just going to watch that. Maybe I'll give reactions, but I don't think I can predict that. Because they get funny with that throwback throwdown stuff. So, I hope you join me for next time. And I shall talk to you all later. Peace.